Jenny's leaving home, she's no longer John's wife. She packed her dreams in the back of her old Ford, left a goodbye letter on the kitchen floor. The neighbors saw her taillights fading down the road. Only dust and silence in the place she used to know. Oh, there's heartbreak in a small town, whispers on the corner as the sun goes down. Everybody's talking about the life she walked out on, how the house feels empty now that Jenny's gone. Oh, there's heartbreak in a small town, and small towns never let the stories drown. John's sitting on the porch with his head hung low, trying to hide the hurt, but everybody knows. He thought that love was something time could fix, but years of silence took their final pick. Now the ring on the table tells what words can't say. Two hearts broke long before she drove away. Oh, there's heartbreak in a small town, where everyone saw it falling down. Some say she's chasing freedom, some say she's running scared, but only Jenny knows the weight she's always carried. Oh, there's heartbreak in a small town. Small towns echo every sound. Maybe someday they'll both find peace in different lives on different streets. But tonight the streetlights flicker on that old front gate. A love turned memory in a town too small to fade. Oh, there's heartbreak in a small town, a story written all around. You can feel it in the quiet, in the empty rooms, in the midnight hum of the southern moon. Small towns never let the stories drown.
Yeah, welcome in to the live. This is Radio Jonesy, and also broadcasting on Tasmania ASMR. Well, should I say Tasmania Island Life. Katie's in the kitchen. She's all alone. Good on you, Katie. How you going? Yeah, that's all good. 1:40 a.m. It is currently 6:42 p.m. So it's 20 to 7 on a, right now it's a beautiful blue sunny sky at this hour of, we're in springtime. So thanks, Katie, for dropping in. And yeah, Tasmania Island Life. What am I at now? Just for your information, Katie, I'm chasing about 420 now. So we're going to get there, I reckon, before Christmas. So that's the whole idea. I just thought, you know what, I'll just do a pop-up right now. And, yeah, you get some sleep, girl. You need to look after number one. Don't worry about these old blokes. I'm just seeing who pops in, to be honest. It's interesting to see... Hey, how'd you like that song, Heartbreak in a Small Town? That was, I wrote that song a few years back. I've only just got it finished with the help of AI. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. I had a 5-hour nap after work, very tired. It was nice. Nothing like having a good nap. You know, it happened here in the old Radio Jonesy homestead today. We got some plumbers in. We got two brand new toilets, new showers or shower heads and taps, and new taps in the kitchen, all fancy schmancy stuff, and and all the leaks that were leaking do not leak anymore. We had a few plumbing issues, so we had to get that sorted. So while they were here, we might as well get the whole box and dice done. Yeah, new toilets. I tell you what, don't they show like an old house where your floors are and hardwood timber floors? Doesn't it show how uneven they are when they put the level on? They say, it's not level. We got to get it a bit more up this way, and then they got to wedge it, and then they got to put silicone and nothing like. We're thinking about getting a whole new bathroom designed where the laundry is. We're going to talk about that after we have our cruise, so we'll get that out of the way, and then we'll see how much that's going to take out of the old bank account. Moose, quick stop before bed. Good on you, mate. Thanks for popping in. Who is live? Actually, who do you watch at this time of the night? Who's usually on? Because I'm not getting anybody live. I was ready just to come on to say hi to people, join other people's lives. Oh, yeah, I've got to buy this new chair too. See, Shawnee Groves was live today doing a nice little informational live about greenhouses. She's got a nice little community growing in her channel. If you have the crawl space, it would also be easier to put a bathroom in the laundry area. What I'm saying, we have got I can get under the house, yes. And right at the back of the house is not much room, but we can still get there. But we have toilets in the laundry, and then we've got we got the washing machine and the dryer. And in the bathroom itself is a shower and vanity and toilet in the bathroom. And really, that's more like an ensuite. You know what I mean? It's not like a big bathroom. So we're talking to the plumbers today, and we said, you know what about this if we had this idea and we put a wall across here and we turn this laundry now into a bathroom and we move the washer and dryer, like combo, into the other where the shower is, and turn that into a laundry, sort of a modern day laundry compared to the old laundry out the back, and refresh it up. Anyway, all good. So switching over to the phone now. Here's an idea. Why am I doing this? Okay, that's way behind. Moose, there we go. Moose, look at that. He's got the star. He's a member of the channel. Good on you, Moose. Devil Dog made me put a thing in to make that disappear without me clicking. Let's have a look. Does it stay there? Or does it go? It goes. All right. He said I had a bad habit of leaving up comments, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, so we're just testing the waters, seeing, like who would come and visit, say hi. Surprisingly enough, I do get about 10 watch hours after the live is done with people watching the replay, because one, they might think I'm saying something or whatever, but saying something important or whatever, but others that know that I'm chasing watch hours on Tasmania, and they're they're coming in. Just seeing what all the noise is. Yeah, so what has been happening in the YouTube world of late? I don't know. I did release. Let me have a look at this. See if I can share the screen. I got. Where is this? So I've got to go here. I'll go over here. I'm going to click that. I'm going to see if I can show my music channel, which is Australian Radio Indie. I've been doing that channel for about 12 years, so that's been out and about for a while. It's got 400 watch hours, It was up to about 3,000 watch hours. I've just really haven't released anything. So, so if I click that and click that, and then I'll go to videos. Yeah, I haven't really released anything for a while. Made another song that I wrote, and I put it out today onto this channel. You click that. Click. All right, we'll move that back to there. Go to full screen. All right, now if I go full screen, I got to get dual. I broke a monitor the other week, so we'll go back to there. Hey, it's the Odd Collective. Good on you, Andy. You I got 3 people in now. It's a booming. I thought I only had lonely little Katie, but now is Andy. Andy is my rocking roll brother up in Newcastle, Lake Macquarie, in the state of New South Wales. How's the weather? Oh, where's Walmo? Nice. Absolutely fantastic. You're living in I'll tell you what, where you live, honestly, the musicians there are world class. All around there. You can't disagree with that. There's some absolutely champions in that region. All right, so let's have a look. We got 2 and 2. So wherever I'm broadcasting on 2 channels, obviously on Tasmania Island Life, humid and 32. Hey, I got this on. Let me say, it was pouring with rain this morning. It was a good day to get the scrub and brush out and brush the stairs and get rid of all the gunk that the wallabies leave walking up and down the stairs out the front, the concrete there. So I've cleaned them up because I'd done a video the other day and I thought, how dirty do they look? Currently here, 16 it says. It's pretty nice at the moment, to be honest. We've got blue skies. I'm off back up to Smithton tomorrow. Had the day off. Obviously, we had plumbers in the house, toilets and shower heads and sink, different little things getting done. Get them done now while we can, before I'm broke. Which, if I keep spending my money, I'll be broke. All right, 32, eh? Well, that sort of sucks. I was going to... I put out a video on Australian Radio Indie tonight, actually. I was just bored and I was sitting on the phone, and I do all my YouTube stuff on the phone. I have to get a computer. Obliterated all bridges with agents here in Sydney Works and the Gong Sydney band now. Okay. Sydney Works and the Gong. Yep, gotcha, mate. Stick with that routine. I think you're on a you can, if you sniff around the back of the In Excess show and wherever they go, see what works for you guys. I reckon that's a good idea. But let me go back to here. I was going to show, here we go. If I share this, now I'll go back to here to see if it's shared. No, it's down here, so I've got to go, why aren't you in screen? Okay. Go back to Dynamic. Add to scene. Make it full. Okay, I'm learning as we go with this EV Mux. It's a little bit, here we go, full screen. Is that full screen? I have to come back to the other screen to have a look. It is full screen. Let's have a look at this. This is a few photos off my phone and a bit of music with some lyrics. Check this one out. Man, I got to learn how to get back into the routine.
Woke up this morning, is rolling down the hill. Yeah, I woke up this morning, it's rolling down the hill. This island's got a magic, baby, ain't no place gives me that thrill. 'Cause we love Tasmania, and that's why we live here. Yeah, we love Tasmania. Got the blues, but we don't care. From the mountains to the ocean, this island keeps us near. Hear that cold wind blowing through the tall gum trees. Oh, that cold wind's blowing, singing low and free. But the peace out in that silence is the sweetest song to me. 'Cause we love Tasmania, and that's why we live here. Yeah, we love Tasmania. Got the blues, but we don't care. Every sunrise on the water makes the whole world disappear. From Cradle Mountain to the Franklin shore, you leave this land one time, you'll come running back for more. Wild hearts, wild places, and skies forever clear. Yeah, this island holds our stories, and it holds us year to year. So pour another coffee, watch the clouds drift low and wide. Yeah, pour another coffee, let that day roll by in stride. A good life grows slow out here, with the ocean as our guide. We love Tasmania, and that's why we live here. Yeah, we love Tasmania. Every moment feels sincere. This island's got a heartbeat, and it's the one we always hear.
We love Tasmania. All right, so I'm learning this EV Mux. Now I've got to remove that from screen. Remove it from scene. No, not edit. Remove, I said. Click that. Go. Exit share screen. Okay, EV Mux. Once I master this EV Mux, it's gonna go. So okay. So you said no. Where are you back in Newey right now? Or are you down in Sydney? Because you'll be at the Gong this week. I'm assuming you're back home, being only Tuesday. So we'll go back to this scene. Let's see where this takes us. Okay, that's not what I wanted. That's a bit. Okay, so I've got to get EV Max. Why has it done that? Let's go back to processing. Oh, I'll learn this EV Max one day. Dark Hive. Where the heck did that go? Okay. Oh, no, we're back where we should be. I don't know. I'm losing the plot. I'm looking at. I've set this one up so the clock's up there for me to see, and wherever you are in the world, apparently that clock works in your time. So that is very, very, very cool, and it's great to see 3 people at Tasmania Island Life, because that is where the watch hour. I was gonna go just only on Tasmania, but I just thought I'd whack the other one in because of Radio Jonesy, just because we're might get a few people coming into there. But I'm going to. I don't think I'll do dual lives anymore after tonight. I will just stick to the one channel, and it will be mainly Tasmania Island Life until I get the watch hours, and then I will focus back on that channel as the driving channel. I got a wonderful comment from a video I did. If I got my phone here, let me just switch this here, switch account. Where am I going? I'm going to down to here. Yeah, and he was blown away that I drove down where he used to live, and he was reminiscing. It was pretty cool to see content. Yeah, to read the comment. It was nice. So the cuckoo clock's going off inside. How close, I know. We are on the money. Nethead, Washington, at 3 o'clock. Good to see you, Nethead. So what's your channel? Have I met you before, or is this the first time? I know it's 3 a.m. in Washington. I'm broadcasting from Tasmania. It is just gone 7 p.m. on Tuesday, the 29th of it can't be the 29th. It's the 25th. Wow. The 25th. 4 weeks till Christmas. Is that correct? That can't be correct. It's scary if that's right. Okay, Jonesy. Yep. Thank you, Katie. I really do appreciate you for popping in. You do need to shut down and go to sleep. And thank you much. Thank you for popping in, and I'll be checking what you're out. Here we go down here, Nethead. YouTube recommended a first timer. Good on you. Thanks for popping by. Yeah, I'm in Tasmania. I keep talking radio terms. Like I have done a bit of radio work, and I've got one. Are you in Radio Jonesy, or are you in Tasmania Island Life? I'm broadcasting on both channels at the moment at the same time. But in YouTube, if YouTube recommended me, well, what can I say? I'm just, what I'm doing actually I've already got 2 channels fully monetized. That's on tour with Radio Jonesy, and that's where I drive around and show different places on the island and have a few conversations on Radio Jonesy. That's usually the conversation channel. And then on Tasmania Island Life, that is partly monetized, but we're going for full monetization once we get to 4K. And being 7 o'clock right now, right here, live on the live, I'll be able to give you an update because it changes at 7 p.m. my time. This is the time of the day that your watch hours and everything comes updated. So hit the button and it says, I got 26 watch hours over yesterday, so I'm at the 3,626 watch hours. So only 300 and what's that? 78 to go. 300. Oh, I got my maths wrong, I think. It's late in the night. Anyway, I'm getting there. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. If you look at the channel itself, I've got all sorts of stuff from. And what do you do, Nethead, on your channel? Or are you? I'm assuming you're a channel. Yeah, thanks, Katie. I'm glad there's a. I've got to look at that. Thanks for that, Katie, for welcoming in Nethead. Nethead. That's a pretty cool brand, to be honest. And we got Taz Island Life sub to the channel. Thanks. So on your avatar there, what's the building behind you? That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Katie's exhausted. I think she's off to La La Land. But you're not Washington D.C., eh? You're Washington in the cold weather. Oh no, Washington D.C. Wow, right in the heart of all the big white buildings and stuff. I have some vids, mainly a watcher there. Yeah. No, well, I started, and thanks for joining the conversation. Like I see a number has just dropped off, so that'll be Katie going to sleep. And I'm not sure if Andy's still on, but yeah, I'm. This isn't a regular time for me. I've just popped on chasing a couple of watch hours for Tasmania Island Life, trying to get that to 4K before Christmas. So, but in my little studio here, camera's not on. Let me change the camera. Yeah, there's not much to see really. But if I swap cameras, if I press the right button, I'm still getting used to EV Max. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to get. So I'll grab this little camera. Out in the studio, there's a few channels. The old sticker thing. If you're into stickers, you can send me an email at Radio Jonesy number 1. So it's Radio Jonesy 1 at gmail.com. And I've got some stickers to post out. But there's a photo that I've only just stuck on the wall. It's an old picture I took a number of years ago at a football game in Sydney. That's the AFL. And it's not a bad size picture because it's like there's your full size posters that you get. Well, that's the picture. She's a good one. And we just roll around this. You can see my musical tastes from the Beatles to Johnny Cash to AC/DC and loads more music, loads more stuff. Yeah, I was into photography. I worked at a photography business for a while with I was doing the racehorses, and taking presentation photos and the horses when they finish, they cross the finish line, and you sell them on to the owners and the. Actually, look at this, the outside at this time of night. We still got a bit of light here in Tasmania. That's outside the studio here. Anyway, birds are singing, I can hear. We've had some rain. I will do a professional cutback, and I will uh, put that up. Yeah. There's a good little community here too, by the way. ACDC 1979, you betcha. Highway to Hell, baby. I bought that album. I queued at the record store to buy that album, Highway to Hell. Back in '79, you had to put your artwork. Our local record store, right? I went in there and said, "Are you getting the albums coming out? You know, how many copies you getting? I want to make sure you got one for me." And you had to sort of pre-order it, and sure enough, I ordered it and got it and blasted it out of the big sound system I had. When I got home, shook the walls, the windows, and everything else. Building in the forbidden city of Beijing. When I visited, a building is building. Hang on, let's get back to that comment. Building is forbidden city. I'm assuming that means in the forbidden city in Beijing. When I visited there with my wife, is from Beijing. Ah, wow, that's pretty cool. China is a really interesting sort of thing. What I watch, a lot of YouTubers doing their thing, going to okay, got a message from somebody. Yep. Yeah, when you see all these YouTubers traveling the world, it's just pretty cool seeing all that sort of stuff. And I do like my Australian Chinese food. I'll tell you that. I love, that's my favourite restaurant that I go to. Yeah, 1979, what a year, Highway to Hell. Bon Scott, the boys are all in their glory. And 1981, like 1980, all goes down the hill. And then they come out with Back in Black with Brian. They only just played in Sydney and in Melbourne to packed houses. They're on their world tour, and they had 80,000 at 2 gigs in Melbourne at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and in Sydney they played at a football stadium there, and they had, I don't know, 50,000. I'm an old computer programmer and web server and data. Let me tell you, I could use you here. My old computer. I've got an old Dell. Wow, that's pretty cool. I've never touched a computer. I've never bought a new computer, to be honest. I've always bought second-hand, updated ones. And I used to run an online, when I was working in radio, when we finished the radio, we decided to 80,000, that's right, 80K. And they had 2 gigs at Melbourne with 80,000 both nights sold out. And then 2 gigs in Sydney with 50 odd thousand sold out. So the boys are making some coin. And like, I seen them at a pub called the Comb and Cutter in Sydney, in a suburban town called Blacktown, and I was too young to get let. I was too young, and the bouncers wouldn't let me get through the door. My brother took me, and basically I sat in the car, which I still had we got there early enough because his car was parked. It was a van with a tailgate, and I could sit on the tailgate, look through the glass, and hear the music loud as it was blasting. This was in the 70s. This was I was still at school, so would have been 77, maybe 78 or 77, around there somewhere. Yeah, and they were, my brother said, "Do you want to come?" He said, "Oh, you might be able to sneak in." And he went in, and I didn't. So, but it was pretty cool. He come out with a couple of drinks for me and packet of chips and stuff, and I sat there talking to everyone walking around. Everyone was. It was like a festival sort of setup. Everyone in their cars outside because it was packed. Just before they went to England. Yeah, they were having. You could read all their books. They were having issues with bikies at the time. Bikies were their bouncers and security, and it was just going downhill. And they decided to, hey, you know what? Let's exit and go to England for a bit of a trip and record an album and tour. Anyway, yeah, I'm a music tragic, my friend. But it looks like none of my crowd is around because there's somebody else has popped in. So the magical numbers on the thing tells me. But it is YouTube's a funny thing, Here we go, Melbourne. Looking forward to the Australian Open. I watch every year. Tennis, yeah, I'm in Burnie in Tasmania, and they do a satellite circuit, and the Burnie International, you don't get the A grade players, but you get a lot of the ranked 32 or ranked 50 in the world. They come and play the tournament here, and it is pretty cool to see. You watch a Sunday. I've played tennis, and you're just hitting the ball, and I've played all sorts of sports, and you think you're good, and then you go watch a professional like them play and serve it like they do, and you go, wow. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Melbourne is a crazy place. Hey, Gandalf, good to see you, mate. Ooh, we got an influx. Where'd they all come from? We got one at Jonesy. Now you're at both of them. Thanks, mate. Oh, you don't need to be a Jonesy, to be honest with you, on Radio Jonesy's channel. But good on you, Gandalf. Oh, look who's here as well. Is my favourite cook, Tom Garvey, the keto cook. Welcome in. I've been having a conversation with the wonderful new friend I've just met. It is Nethhead. I thought it was Neth. So what's that? What? Tell me the handle. What's behind the handle? Nethead. Yeah, Nethead. Tennis. Is that it? Is it because of tennis? It must be. I'm guessing it's because of tennis. I'm going good, Tom, by the way. Thanks, mate, for what are you doing up this hour of the night? Sleep is for the weak. I watched this midnight matches. Yep. Well, I had an interesting day. We had someone had to be at the house while the plumbers were here fixing leaking pipes, and while they were here we got toilets and all sorts of things, new showers, and I can't wait till the invoice turns up tomorrow. Well, I could wait. I need to be a YouTube big star so I can get some money to pay for it all. And that's not going to happen. Yeah, I've been writing some music as well. But yeah, good on you, Gandalf. Gandalf is a great supporter of a lot of channels. He gets out and about and fits right into the music scene. Tom Garvey is a wonderful drummer and a fantastic chef as well. This little fella, Tom Garvey, the keto cook. I'll tell you what, Tom, the last week, I suppose, 2 weeks maybe. Nethead, I started using in the 80s. I was on BBS all the time. Network head. Okay, I got you. Network head, as in deadhead. Nethead. Well, mate, I reckon being a tennis fan, I was way off the mark. I've got a new setting on this at the. How do I do that again? Devil Dog got me to make that disappear without me disappearing it. Anyway, yeah, no, it's interesting time. So, yeah, my last live was a 53577 to 4K. That was 3577. And my new numbers just come in. So for the yous who were not here when I read them out, I am currently, I was at 3577. I am now at 3626. That is 3,626. So we're moving along, moving and grooving. Let me get the 4K so I don't have to bug everybody popping up on these lives. I was headed to bed and I saw you were live. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing lives from 7 o'clock, maybe just for an hour, or maybe even from 6 o'clock, which would be your time, like an hour and 20 minutes ago. 6 o'clock might be a good time for me to do a live because I'll get the late nighters in the States and I'll get the early evening people here. The only thing I've got to do is make sure I'm home. But I might start trying that. I used to do the early mornings thing with my good mate Al Chafe, My Back Step, and it was interesting. I was watching your vids; they were on my watch list for later. Mate, it's all good. Thank you, Gandalf, for being such a fine supporter. And it's 3:20 a.m. Yeah, mate. So an hour and that'll be 2:20 and it'll be 2 o'clock. Yeah, 2 o'clock I might start doing lives, your time, Gandalf. 2 in the morning. I'm not sure. Definitely on a Wednesday, which would be your Tuesday. And I know tonight's Monday. And Nethead as BBS was online community before the internet. We would dial up a single computer, one person at the time, upload games, download games, leave messages. Yeah, the bulletin boards. That's right. The BBS, the bulletin board service. Yeah. I remember. Like, how crazy has the world become from the whole computers used to be a big wall of machines running to a little bloody thing that you stick in your pocket. You know, because that's not a phone no more. That's a computer. You know, it's absolutely crazy. And yeah, it's it is interesting. Hey, I'm doing a video in the next week or two talking about. I just got to get a bit more facts and figures. I got my friend Andy from the Odd Collective with his band. I'm getting his facts and figures. He's got a gig on this weekend and he didn't want to be, he's focusing on the lyrics and all the stuff he has to do. He didn't want to be sort of diverted from that. But with his band, the amount of money, like to put your music on Netflix, what did I say Netflix for? Put your money onto not StreamYard. What's the bloody to put your music online? And once you put it online, hang on, what's Tom saying? Oh, haven't we? What, mate? You've seen more than me, I reckon, but because I'm just a young man. Yeah, I can hear you chuckling right now. Yeah, yeah, because to get your music to be heard, you've got to pay for the privilege first. Every time you upload a podcast that you want to put out there, there's not many free services that you get. You got to usually pay a fee. Spotify. Oh man, old man's moment, Tom. Sorry, buddy. Thank you, Spotify. Yeah, oh man. I had the vision of the green ball and the lines going across, and it just wouldn't come to me. Might be. By the way, too, we had a plumber here today doing some work. And she would have been about, I don't know, 25. Tiny little thing, mate, in crawling in and out of little tight little spots to do these little pipes. There was this one drip in this one bathroom that I could not. I couldn't even get there with my arm, let alone. She's got a whole bloody body twisted, and she's up there going crank, 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 crank. I've got it, I think. We're going to replace the whole lot because there's this little fractured pipe. It's been dripping ever since we've lived here, so it was dripping before we moved in. And we put this big tub under, like this big jar thing underneath it. But getting back to the Spotify story, I get diverted very easily. Yeah, you got to spend money to get your money on Spotify, and then they give you these. I got to get the exact figures off him. Like it's, I think he said 5 zeros, like it's 0.0000001 of a cent every time someone plays the song. So it takes thousands and thousands and thousands of songs to make $1 of them to spin it for you. And, you know, it's just not worth it. Like, for all that effort, all you have to do is do an MP3. Like, I wrote this song about a girl and I wrote this country song a while ago. I've just run it through AI a few different ways, and it's coming up not bad. But to do it now, you can do it easily.
After years of an unhappy life, Jenny's leaving home, she's no longer John's wife. She packed her dreams in the back of her old Ford, left a goodbye letter on the kitchen floor. The neighbors saw her taillights fading down the road. Only dust and silence in the place she used to know. Oh, there's heartbreak in a small town, whispers on the corner as the sun goes down. Everybody's talking about the life she walked out on, how the house feels empty now that Jenny's gone. Oh, there's heartbreak in a small town, and small towns never let the stories drown.
Anyway, that song goes for a few minutes longer. But so I wrote that song, and I've been singing it to a few of my bandmates and saying, this is how, this is how I want it. We want to get in the studio and record it. And I'm writing songs about recipes. Oh, man, that'd be interesting. And sure enough, I'm sitting here last week and I'm going, here's my big book of lyrics. So I start putting my songs in there's a ton of AI music stuff you can do. But once you realize how to work it, it's a tool. Like you've got your own private producer. Just don't give it one instruction and say, write me, turn this into a rock song or whatever. Tell it where you want the bridge, how long you want the verse to go. Stretch it, speed it up, slow it down. I want a guitar solo in here. I want acoustic right here. I want my drums right here. And you just tell it. And, mate, it works for you. Like it's like your own private producer once you realize it. So, and in saying all this, coming back to the song, I could put that song on Spotify, Netflix. I could put it on Spotify, and why would you? If I wrote that song and had the band come together and record it all, like that cost me thousands. Now I've got a well, what I would do, I wouldn't release that. I would seriously think of recording that song, but I would not put it on Spotify. I would sell it at a venue, at a gig, talking YouTube. Check my merch store. I've got music. I've got songs, all for sale, like $2.99, $3, whatever per song. A $12.50 mini album, or you can pay $25 to get the full album. You get the artwork. You can get this. You get that. You can do it all from your home now. You can do it online unless if they want a hard copy, get them pressed. You've got small runs of vinyl now. Can cost you around $5 a print. If you get a small run, is like I don't know, 300, and depending on your artwork and a few other things. But you can you can even get coloured vinyl with these. There's a few independent record presses now that you can get it done. So there's a market now to be selling your own music. No one needs a record label ever again. Like record labels and all that stuff is gone. Anyway, I'm just lost in my own little world. But yeah, writing songs about your recipes, that would be pretty gravy or groovy. Yeah, that's and that song, honestly, it was all written about. I was working some security jobs, and I had to go to this school because the husband was a farmer, and he had registered guns, and the wife was doing the runner, and told the principal, my kids won't be coming back to school because I'm leaving the husband. And then the principal was concerned that the husband had guns, so they all planned for her to get the kids and go. Like in the morning, he gets up. He's a farmer, so he gets up early. She's cooking breakfast, doing the standard stuff, getting the kids ready for school. He kisses them goodbye, sees all when I come home. Blah blah blah. She gets the kids in the car and whooshka, she is gone. She doesn't go to school with the kids. She doesn't do nothing. Old dad's out there working on the farm, and who knows what was going on behind the scenes. But dad comes home from the farm, no kids. No, he gets a message to say, you better come to the school. That's what this is when they were concerned. So the dad comes to the school concerned, worried that there's an incident, an accident, and some drama. And the principal gives him the letter, the Dear John letter, the letter saying, blah, 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 he's my solicitor, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but anyway, so while I was there waiting for this person to turn up to the school to make sure he never had a gun, because I was one of the security guards, I was just thinking about the story and just started writing this Heartbreak in a Small Town song. Anyway, that's the story behind that. Cease and desist orders. How are those words? How are those words spelt? Cease and desist, mate. You really want to know? A few months wrote the lyrics for a song. I used AI to create the music and singer. Yep. It's not hard to do, and you do get good ones. But once you know exactly the mechanisms of writing songs, and AI, trust me, you can tell AI to do anything for you, and it will eventually do it. But when you sort of don't be stuck with with what they give you, then you tell it to change this and fix that. He got his first in 1980. Cease and desist. Gravy is groovy on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good song, Tom. It's gravy and groovy on a Sunday afternoon. We're in the kitchen, cooking in the kitchen. I don't know. I'm getting back playing after January. Cool. Get your body right, mate. I have not touched them for nearly a year or more. I'm scared to know how long it's been, really, because time's flying. My other daughter said, "We'll bring," because I got a bunch of gear up in. Anyway, I'm going up to get some amps. I got some amps and a few other guitar bits and all this other stuff. I can't play guitar, really. I can't play guitar. I'm hopeless, but I can play. I can just play for and have a bit of fun. I got a few chords. So I'm trying to make a room as the band room or the fun room. Everyone comes in when I get visitors, and we got the amps ready to go. You just flick the buttons and away you play. Because I got so many good friends who can play. Let me say that. Gandalf, East Coast, USA. I'm living in my own private Ohio. Ohio. Yep. I love that. Why were the B-52s so popular in Australia? That question is an interesting one. They weren't as popular overseas as they were in Australia. In Australia, they were superstars. And yes, you're high up in the mountains, yeah, Gandalf. Suno AI, yeah. I've got another one that a producer put me onto, and it is Easy Music AI, and then you can put all your stems in. Like if you just say you've recorded in your home studio, your guitar, your drums, your bass, you can run them through the stems into the system, and then you can say, can you add some fill here? I'd like whatever, something that you haven't got. You might want keys, keyboard. Yeah, it's just so such a fun tool to have too. By the way, like music is the world's joyful place, I reckon, and the more people who are into music, the better. Yeah, that's awesome, Tom. You read all the intros. So music is the thing that bonds generations. Like look at the AC/DC concerts. They were here, the ones here in Australia, the ones I've seen. You had grandparents, kids, and their kids, like 3 generations, all wearing AC/DC t-shirts and little red horns that light up, and all running around going, these little kids didn't know what they were on about, but they'll remember that for the rest of their days. They'll say, Granddad and Dad took me to an AC/DC concert back in the day. When that band's long gone, their music will still be around, and those kids will have those memories for a lifetime. Yeah, a lot of people are using it. And like I was saying the first time, it's how you use it is the thing. Once you think about producing music, not just here, write me this song, change the lyric here, whatever. Once you know exactly what you want and how you want it, It is absolutely a fantastic tool. I am at Nethead on Suno app, AI app. Okay. What's that? Now, let me say, in the music scene, the most money made in the music scene is a secondary income. So when you're a musician, if you're doing a gig, right, and you're out there doing a gig, and you're just a standard musician doing your thing, usually the secondary income is like the sound engineer or the venue itself. You know, like there's other the PA. You know, like the secondary income are the people who are making the real money. Musicians are there putting on the show and having a great time and doing all that stuff. But and now with AI, you've got to look at where the money's going. So the secondary income is okay. How many people now are paying for Suno, and it's how much a month, and all the other things that you get. Yeah, let me say, Nethead, Tom Garvey couldn't meet a nicer person. A real New Yorker living in the Sin City. How's that? Did I describe you well? Yeah, that's what I do. Look, there's only a couple of people in the chat, and I'm still getting behind. Deadly Cicada. And there's a song. There's a song that a few friends of mine wrote back in the day, back in the 80s. It's called The Cicada That Ate Five Doc. Check that song out. It is crazy. It was like a cult hit over here. The local government radio station thought it was funny that these guys were singing about a cicada, you know, the cicadas, and they put that in the lyrics. Yeah, the cicada that ate Five Doc. If you can find that one, Gandalf. Good old Gandalf doing the dang Tom had to resub. No wonder I haven't been seeing your posts. Oh man, YouTube take it. They give it and they take it away. Yep. Everyone's. Let me say, you found a good community. There's some good people in this. If you go, if you see Tom Garvey and where he goes with all the barbecue cookers and the where he hangs out, you'll find most of us. It's just an interesting. I'm sort of, everyone's got their own little sort of areas where they in the community. You know, you got the cruising community, you've got the yeah the cooking community, the keto community, the barbecuers, all these different sort of variant channels. Yeah, and I'm sort of like this person in Tasmania who the cicada that ate five doc, FIVEDOCK. Five doc. Was it who was the band? Was it the Outcast? No. Who was that? Who did that? Yeah, Outline. Oh man. Yeah, the Cicada that ate five dog. 1981 it come out. Absolutely crazy song, and it just took off because it was just one of those tracks. And there's actually there's a new version of the band doing a like a get together, maybe 50, 80, yeah, probably 40 years on. Absolutely, Phil Rigger, lovely guy. He actually produces music for Andy the Odd Collective. So there's a lot of connecting the dots. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Back in the 80s, that was a crazy song. And John, what was his name? Got his album here somewhere. All my CDs now are right over the back. Yeah, he's John. What was his? John Sammers. Man, what a great album he wrote recently, a couple of years back. What was that album called? Fantastic music. He actually played in a studio in London. He was recording, and he was in the studio, John Sammers, and the producer said, he said, who was that player? Anyway, there was a famous guitar. There was someone's guitar sitting there in the corner, and he said, "You see that guitar there?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "That's man, I'm having a shocker tonight." Let me just. Yeah, Bob Dylan. Oh man, how could I forget Bob Dylan? Jeez. It's been a stressful day. Bob Dylan's guitar was right there because Bob Dylan was recording in the same studio, but at a different time. He left his gear there, and then rings him up and organises, "Is it okay if a friend of mine's in here recording? He's seen your guitar. He wants to know, could you play it? Could he?" And he said, "Yeah, mate, get it on there." So he used Bob Dylan's guitar. Um, in the studio when he recorded it when he was in London. Okay, let's get back. I'm reminiscing. All right, let me get back. I am way behind again. 7 minutes. We've only got a handful of people in the chat, and I still am behind. What have we got? Tom's going. Thank you. A1C drop. Okay, here we go. I'll gladly drop links. Thanks, Gandalf. $5. That's what they ate. Here we go. Yeah, outline. They were like a band who sort of turned up, and there was like a few different lineup changes every sort of gig really, but they done their thing, and there was like some big band might play, and then everyone says, "Oh, guess who's playing late over at this place?" It's Outline, and then everyone would run over there. Is this a song? Oh man, I'm not on YouTube, but it probably is Gandalf. Yeah, let's go there. I'll skip the ad. Um, I joined the wrong audience. Can't even run my own race here. Let me go down. Tasmania. Hit that. Tasmania. Hit that. Yeah, that's the song. Yeah. There's were the days. I'll leave that running there because I didn't see if it. That's John Sammers doing the first verse. Yo, 5 Doc on the scene. And that song was written because he was at his mother's house in Five Dock and he's trying to write music for his band. And you know, in the middle of summer, cicadas, for hours on end, doing his head in. And he just couldn't get that out of his head. And then he's got the cicada, that ain't 5 Dock, you know. Anyway, well, John Sammers is a cool cat. So is Phil Rigger. I was getting in with Bob Seger tribute band. I was going to like this one. Oh wow, I was getting in with that. Would be cool. And then you got hurt. Is that what happened? They were a wild band, Gandalf. Outline. I'll have to get Andy on. Like, if you go back to Australian Radio Indie way back, I'm not sure if I've got some stuff in there with Andy somewhere where we're talking about old bands. We used to do this radio program at a station called Lake Macquarie FM, and there was me, another guy called the Ozman, and Andy would be the guy who'd come in, and so the three of us are sitting in the studio, and we're reminiscing about, what about this, and we're talking about that. Then out of the blue, someone's idea come up about a song, and then we find it in the computer, we put it on the radio, and off it goes. The song's playing, so while the song's on, we're talking in the background, and Andy goes, I've got that guy in the band's phone number in my book if you want me to see if I can get him on air. And we said, we'll bring him up. And sure enough, rings up these celebrities, and they were crazy times. The Sydney music scene was fabulous scene back in the day. Most popular track, least 81, remains notable on the Australian rock list. And good to see you doing the Googling. Yep, that's the way. All right, so I've caught back up. It's January. All right, mate. That is absolutely Bob Seger, eh? Is he still with us? Bob Seger? A lot of the music being played in clubs and pubs around here are tribute. Like, there is a few independent acts, but the tribute acts are the ones that are getting paid well. I'm not saying they're drawing the crowds; they're getting paid well. So, yep, Gandalf's seen several times. The old Bob Seger, first time, 1970. Gandalf, how old are you? $1970, Gandalf. Yes, Bob's still alive. Thanks for the update. Yeah. Oh man, you gotta. You know what? I'm at that stage in my life right now. I'm mid 60s. Technically, I've got like a couple more years to work before I can officially retire. Do I retire? Yeah, like I can still earn money, so I'm still out there doing a bit of work casually, and I'm still able. I might be not as young and as healthy as I once was, but I can still do certain jobs. And down here, to get a job on radio, I would love that. I've put my resume in every single station on the island, and I had no luck. So, yeah. Okay, mate. 13, eh? 13 in 1970. So what does that make you? 57? No, what 57? Yeah. Yeah, 57. Oh, yeah, my math. My mind is mush today. Yeah, Tom's a young bloke. He's cracked the 70s. There's a song by Skyhooks, Living in the 70s. You would appreciate that one, Tom. Yeah, the band is Skyhooks, and the song is Living in the 70s, and it's the 70s. That's a Skyhooks. They were another band out of Melbourne in Australia. Shirley Strawn, which is a male with the name of Shirley. Go figure. He had this female voice, this high pitched, strange, unusual voice, and it was a killer. And it just worked. Yeah, Skyhooks. Have you heard of Skyhooks Gandalf? If you haven't, man, go check their catalogue out. They got some crazy stuff as well. Well, Bobby's 80. Well, you want to enjoy the next few years when you're that old and make sure you get them. Bob Seger's next public appearance would be as part of his final Travelling Man tour. Some people just, it's in your blood, I tell you. Your mind, right? Doesn't matter how old I am, my mind thinks I can still do stuff that I used to do. Like lifting this heavy stuff, shoveling for hours on end, like doing landscaping work. And then, oh man, for weeks on end, my body's going, why did you do that? So, in getting back to that story, Gandalf, I've been eating keto, but basic keto, more carnivore, but with a bit of keto, but mainly good steaks and a little bit of keto on the side, and the weight's fallen off me. It's absolutely dropping day by day. I'm getting a little skinnier and skinnier. You won't be able to see me shortly. I wish. Oh yeah, Gandalf, you got to check the Skyhooks out, mate. You will love them. They're unusual, quirky, but Australian. And they were a pub rock sound out of Melbourne that was different. And then they started wearing crazy costumes. This was like before Kiss. They were wearing crazy costumes, and they were just doing their thing on stage, and mate, they were having a great time. Yeah, I'm living in the 70s, eating food under plastic trees. I get just walking around. I need another pill to calm me down. I'm living in the 70s. And it's the lyrics are just, yeah, lyrics are just so like 70s. You know, when everyone was inventing artificial grass and plastic plants um, and the lyrics go, oh man, I have to get the lyrics. One handed on the left hand. Okay, here we go. Where are we? Give me the lyrics. Yeah, like this is. Yeah, I can't read the chat, so hang on. Living in the 70s. I'm feeling a little crazy. I'm feeling a little strange. Like I'm in a payphone without any change. I feel a little edgy. I feel a little weird. I feel like a schoolboy who's grown a beard. I'm living in the 70s, eating food under plastic trees. My face is getting dirty just walking around. I need another pill to calm me down. And so I'm feeling a little bit nervous. I'm feeling a little bit mad. I'm feeling like a good time that's never been had. I'm feeling a bit fragile. I'm feeling a bit low. I've learnt the right lines, but I'm on the wrong show. I'm living in the 70s. I feel like I've lost my keys. I got the right night. I got the wrong day, but I got the wrong week. I'm getting paid for just being a freak. I'm living in the 70s. Yeah, anyway, it goes. I feel a little insane. I feel a little bit dazed. My legs are just shrinking. And the roof's been raised. I feel a little mixed up. I feel a little queer. I feel like a barman who can't drink his beer. Anyway, you got to hear it. It's in the song. But it's a horror movie. That was another good one. Anyway, I'm reminiscing. I'm going back to my youth. Oh, man. Yeah. All right, what have I missed in the chat? Okay. Okay, the tour started in November 21, so it's just kicked off. The Grand Rapids includes multiple dates. Who else is sending me messages at this time of the night? Yeah. Been invited to a gig. That's very nice of you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, hang on. That's why I still cook. I bang those. Yeah, keep banging those pots in the pans. I can't remember what songs they do, but then it's 4 a.m. Yeah, well, I do appreciate you guys being here. You know, like you don't have to be. You can go at any time. I was just testing the time slot to see if anyone I knew locally would pop in, and nobody has locally, which is a bit of a worry. But I started keto walking 3 miles a daily in August 21 I've lost 50 pounds. Good on you, mate. I don't do enough walking. That's my nemesis. I've got to really get stuck into what I've got to do is just fit it into my schedule. Once I schedule something, I'll do it. But at the moment, like, I'm up, I have to do something first thing in the morning. I get that sorted out. And then I got to get in, like tomorrow, I got to get in the car. I got to drive an hour and 15 minutes to where I got to go to work. And then I do that work all day. I don't know if it's going to be like 4 hours, 2 hours, or 8 hours. I don't know. You just don't know what the work I do. Then I drive an hour and a bit back home, and then I'll go drive down and pick up the lovely Mrs. Oh no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, then I come home. I'll probably have to buy some groceries somewhere along that trip home. I'll get a message, we need these supplies for the house, and I get all that stuff. I come home, I carry it all up them stairs, and you know what them stairs are like, Tom. And then I sit down, put my feet up, and I really don't feel like to do anything after that. Yes, Gucci shoe trees and pet rocks. Yep. I'm sure you're going to you'll enjoy Tom's channel. If you, what I like to do with the new channel I discover is to go back to their very first one or two videos, and then you'll see when you go to their newest video how much the person has grown as a YouTuber or as a doing videos. It works going on 8 years keto. Good on you, Tom. I've got to go more keto. I've got to not do carnivore. Like, everyone talking carnivore. There's one thing that really gets me, but it's got to be the body changing. But when I've been doing the diet, like, I get the cramp. I'm taking magnesium tablet, one tablet a day. I probably should take two maybe. But I get these weird cramps. If I've got to reach or stretch or twist, next minute now I've got a cramp in the rib or a cramp in like my hand. Yesterday, this hand started going doing the same thing. It started cramping and twisting it, and there was no way I could move that finger, but physically had to force it and then pull it. It was like it was dislocated, and it was cramp. It was absolutely, I hate it. But I'm guessing that's the body changing somehow, and that's me being an old man too, I reckon. Definitely. I didn't want to ask when I seen that. I thought, being the computer nerd or the computer guy you are, should not say nerd, but the computer person you are, being an expert from all those days ago. Autocorrect, oh man, voice to text and autocorrect are two of my nemesis. Happy Mrs. Happy Life. I tell you why I fixed the toilets, why I fixed the shower, why we fixed the kitchen tap, and like, it's a nice, modern, fancy looking setup. Thank you, darling, for getting that organised today. That was wonderful. Like, doesn't it look so nice? Yes, been married since 1985. She's put up with a lot with me. I've got to give something back. Yeah, getting old, mate. We're all going down the road. What Tom was talking the other day with Grumpus, and on that, I was lurking for a while until I had to go to dinner, and then I was in the conversation for a little bit, but it was, you've just got to, like Grumpus was saying, he wish he retired, he wish he joined the military, he would have done 20 years in and retired at 40 and then got another job and then would have got a second retirement and you'd be set, like if you got in and got out of the military in one piece. It was a bit of a conversation, but it's all about turning you as who you are right now at this time in life. Do I want to live hard and drop dead in the next 5 years from now? If I keep going the way I was going, I probably would. Like I've just got to start. I used to, like these guys on the pitch here on the football field, I used to be one of those guys. I used to know how to train, used to know how to eat right, keep your, drink your fluids, your intakes, your calories in, your calories out, all that sort of stuff about exercise. And when you were young, I suppose you had a fast metabolism, you could run it off, all that sort of stuff. But taking 2 magnesium pills daily for kidney stones. So that helps your kidney stones, magnesium. I'm not one for going to the doctors either. I'm very rarely at the doctors unless it's a major problem. Ewan. It's my right thumb knuckle aching today. I'll tell you what, I got gout in my left foot. If that's my foot and that's my big toe, underneath the back of the big toe right here, that the joint right at the back of your big toe, oh man, I get it in there. And it's not going at the moment. It just doesn't want to leave. It could be because I'm eating too much red meat, maybe. Do not know, but it's, I got gout tablets for that. I got to take 3 of them a day just to keep it at bay. And I try to get off them when my feet are up, when I'm not working hard or I'm not doing anything, I'm at home, say, like for instance today, I'm home for a long time with the plumbers here and them asking me questions about certain things, and you just let them go. You're paying good money per hour they're here, so you don't want to be talking to them too much. You want them to work. Okay, let's have a look at here. Magnesium combined with the bad calcium help remove from the combines with bad calcium to help remove from the kidney. Oh, yeah, it helps getting the bad calcium out. Yeah, so that stops the kidney stones. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, the son-in-law broke his back in a motorbike accident a while ago, racing speedway, and he gets terrible kidney stones from the tablets he's been taking for his titanium or whatever he's got put in his back to hold him together. Yeah, he and used to be a drummer as well, just out of curiosity there, Tom. So I can't knock him. When he come over to visit the first time and seen the drum kit, he said, "You play drums here?" I said, "No, not really. Just got a drum kit." He said, "Do you mind if I have a tap?" It gets on and he killed it. And I went, "Oh, you go pretty good." He goes, "Oh, I used to play. Not no more." Yeah. Okay. My father, my late father, he always got gout. My older brother, I got a brother 3 years older and a brother 10 years younger. My older brother doesn't get it. My younger brother does, but my younger brother drinks like a fish. And I've given up drinking, basically. Thanks, Gandalf. I'm going to wind her up soon too myself. But I appreciate you for doing all your work here, Gandalf. And it's always great to talk to you. And thank you. Always, and thanks for your support, Gandalf. Always. You've got my support, whichever. If you ever need anything, Gandalf, you sing out. TTFN. Man, I'm not a typer, so explain to me what that is. Good night. Have a good day, everyone. All right, Gandalf. Thank you, my friend. Take some apple cider vinegar. It will help the cramping. Okay, I have to find where we get apple cider vinegar. And like, how much apple cider vinegar do you take, Dr. Tom? Yeah, thank you, Nethead, as well. Nice to meet you, mate. And I'm glad YouTube recommended us to get you to come over and visit, because it's nice meeting you. We're obviously around the same age group, and there is a nice community here to be had with Tom and Gandalf and everybody else. Ta-ta for now. Oh man, I'm not hip and happening with all that sort of stuff. A winning lottery ticket, okay, mate, from the guy from the future. Considering it's 8:15 on a Tuesday night, so I'm ahead of you guys. Thanks, Nethead. Very nice to see you here, and until we meet you again on the next one. Yeah, great to hear, great to chat, and thanks very much for dropping by. Tablespoon. Okay, mate, what, once a day, you reckon? Apple cider vinegar? And I'm assuming you can just get that at the supermarket. And what's it taste like? Can't be good. But yeah, I got to do something, mate. Oh, my body, honestly, the ones in the ribs, the ones that feel like someone's stabbing you between the ribs, the pain you get, absolutely unbearable. Oh man. Okay. A wealth of knowledge, and being a Commonwealth country, you'd think I would know that, but thank you, Nethead, for the information. All right, mate. Thanks for the tip. I will investigate that on the trip to the supermarket tomorrow. The expression was widely used by the British public and military during World War and became common information to say goodbye. Well, I've never heard that before. Things you learn. You're never too old for learning TTFN. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Well, there you go. An interesting fact. Oh, man, there's a few people coming in. Got 6 people in right now in over here in Tasmania, Island Life, and we have one over in Radio Jonesy, all weighing his little lonesome self. That could be Gandalf. But if you've just come in, welcome in. Oh, a few have just dropped off. I'll pop in and see what this guy's saying. Yep, see you later. He's not saying enough. Yeah, good on you, Tom. I'm going to wind her up too. I think it's. I'll go for 5 more minutes. Wind her up. I'll do 1 hour and 45. I'm at 1 hour and 40. So thanks, Tom, and I'll catch you tomorrow or whenever we meet up again. Yes. Oh, that's pretty cool, mate. It's always, and how good is it now? How you can just hit the Google or the whatever search engine or AI you want to ask the question, and bang, here comes the answer in so many seconds. It's absolutely. What's the world going to be like in a few years from now? What's the music scene going to be like with everybody being able to record fabulous music? I suppose it won't be any different. You'll still be able to hear great music. You just won't know whether a computer's written it or it's been made by musicians. Because the AI music is musician music made. They've just taken the samples and recreated synthesized the song as they would do in a Star Trek. Re-synthesized. All right, let me just run down my little song list here. Here's a Radio Jonesy theme song, I think. Let's have a listen.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Click that dial, we're going live. Jonesy's in the chair with the chillest vibe. Real talk, real laughs, no script in sight. Every convo hits just right. Late night rambles on morning gold. Stories untold and opinions bold. From deep thoughts to the fun and random. It's Radio Jonesy, can't help but stand on. Tune out, let the world slow down. Radio Jonesy's got the smoothest sound. One mic, one voice, making noise, that's true. Just a chat and a vibe coming straight to you. Yeah, Radio Jonesy, we're keeping it real. It's the talk of the net with that hometown feel. Pull up a chair, bring your thoughts to the floor. Every voice matters, no closed door. We laugh, we learn, we vent, we play, and leave a little wiser every day. Maybe it's weird, maybe it's wise, but Jonesy got the spark that opens minds. Just you and the stream, forget the stress in a world full of noise. It's the communicate. Let's tune in, tune out, let the world slow down. Radio Jonesy's got the smoothest sound. One mic, one voice, making noise, that's true. Just a chat and a vibe coming straight to you. Yeah, Radio Jonesy, we're keeping it real. It's the talk of the net with that hometown feel. No filters, no fade, just truth in the flow. Whether solo or guest on the show, a space to speak, to think, to roam with Jonesy on air. You're never alone. Tune in, tune out, let the world slow down. What the world? Radio Jonesy's that standout sound. Yeah. Conversations king and the vibe is free. Where the mic meets heart, that's where you'll be. Yeah, Radio Jonesy is more than a show. It's a voice, it's a vibe that the whole world.
It certainly does. It was written in that vein, with that sort of funky sound. And I just wanted an upbeat, funky sort of sound for the lyrics, and it does sound like Bruno Mars, and that's the first thing I thought about when I heard it. I thought, wow, I'll take that. Yeah, no, it comes out good when you, like I said, I've got a few daggy ones when I was just sort of starting. But being in music, tragic, I like to try to be one step ahead of the game is probably what I'm thinking of saying. Hey, well, it's been very nice to meet you, Nethead. I'll tell you what, it's coming up to 23 past 8. I've been broadcasting for an hour and 45. I might call this a win tonight and sign off. There's been a couple of hours extra now for Tasmania Island Life. Like I was saying, I'm trying to get that to 4K before Christmas and get the ad revenue. On this channel, I do drive around videos mainly. So I take the camera in the car and drive around the island of Tasmania and just show you different sceneries and different drives, and you get people get a vibe of what the island's really like how sparse it is, how much country farms and beaches and lakes and rivers and mountains and all that sort of stuff. That is, and it's been very nice meeting you, my friend, my new friend, Nethead from Washington, D.C. Wow, you're the first person. I've got some Washingtons from up the top, but no one from D.C. in the past. So welcome in. Thank you for joining the show, getting involved like you did. And yeah, mate, I've got 6 YouTube channels that are working. I've got about 12 YouTube channels with videos, but 6 are working towards monetization, and I've got 2 done already. 3. The third one will be the drive around ones, and then we'll move to the music ones next, because now with AI, you can monetize your music. Yeah, and I've got other stuff as well on there, interviews with bands and different things. But yep, that's where I'm going. So thank you, my friend. And until we meet again, this is Radio Jonesy. And if you just joined in, go to the replay. And I'm chasing watch hours on this channel, Tasmania Island Life. Thanks again. Until we meet again, this is Radio Jonesy. And it is goodbye from me, and it is goodbye from him, and we'll go out with the Tasmanian theme song. It is called "We Live Here." This is the theme song for Tasmania.
Sunrise on the water makes the whole world disappear. From Cradle Mountain to the Franklin shore, you leave this land one time, you'll come running back for more. Wild hearts, wild places, and skies forever clear. Yeah, this island holds our stories, and it holds us year to year. So pour another coffee, watch the clouds drift low and wide. Yeah, pour another coffee, let that day roll by in stride. A good life grows slow out here, with the ocean as our guide.